Okay, dear friends, thank you. Thank you again for joining me for today's podcast again. I'm your friend Tingon Ferdinand, and today we'll be discussing a very important topic. We said this channel is about business, everything business. That is our focus. We want to help you to run your business like never before. And one of the key things we are bringing you is real knowledge that we have gathered through experience, through working with different organizations and building one of the best accounting and enterprise resource planning solution in Africa. And this system is based on OHADA. And so we'll be discussing something that has happened. We are in 2026. And what has happened in 2026 is that a new paradigm, there is a paradigm shift that is taking place. And what is happening? Companies are moving away from paper to different forms of digitalization, and which is more specifically the e-invoicing. And so we'll be discussing in this edition what it is, what it means, and what other countries are already doing, and what you need to take note of because you can't be left behind. So that is what we are. So we're looking at why automation, right? Automating ledgers is becoming the new reality, and companies that are lagging behind will suffer and suffer dearly. So we'll tell you what it means. And so in this, we'll be covering why paper is not more the new way of you managing your business. How two businesses can be operating and doing almost the same thing, but one will be making profits, one will be compliant, and the other one will be struggling with papers. That's what we'll be discussing in this, and how to solve it using one of the best solutions. Now, OHADA, which we have said the colonized, or it represents all the African, the 17 plus African countries that sat down and decided that they want to have a single law, business law. The first thing is that it's about business law because they want to ensure that there is a kind of easy comparison for business or working on business across different countries. They came up with this OHADA law. And so the OHADA law specified what businesses are, how business should operate. And one of the things with the OHADA law is that it brings forward what we call system OHADA. System OHADA basically handles the accounting part of the OHADA, the accounting part of businesses operating in this system. Now, it has given them how their businesses need to be structured. Now, what it specified in the OHADA system OHADA is that you have 9 classes that you need to classify your transactions. Whatever goes into the business will fall in one of these 9 classes. Class 1 is about capital. Class 2 is about asset. Class 3 is about inventory. Class 4 is about third party. Third party here we mean suppliers. We mean customers. We mean dealing with employees and many other related. Now, that is what class 4 is. Class 5 is about what? Cash and anything. Cash, bank, everything related to money. Treasury, or you may call it, is handled in class 5. Class 6 handle everything as expenses, from cost of goods to administrative expenses, maybe the tax, tax expenses, which also in class 4, tax or the government or tax authority are considered third party because you need to cater for that. And everything is in class 6. Your bank charges, your Momo charges, or mobile money charges, or whatever goes to class 5. And to class 6. These are expenses. Class 7 handles everything with respect to revenue, everything that concerns money. Sorry. Yes, it's everything money. And so that is the structure, that is the format that they have provided. Now, with this format, what is happening? This format now is giving us something very unique that we are discussing in this edition. And what have they given us? In this format, they specify. Now, what has happened that we're coming now? Most businesses follow this procedure. But what they do is that they do everything manually. But the new paradigm shift that we have seen is that in 2026, companies and countries have started talking about what? Moving away from what? Paper compliance. That they will be checking your records now in what? In e-invoicing. What is e-invoicing? E-invoicing means when you serve a client, you are not to wait and prepare the documents at end of the period or end of the year before you come and reconcile and bring a ready-made report. No, you have to submit your invoice that you issued to the tax authority. Cameroon is among the countries. Côte d'Ivoire has already talked about this, and all of these things, they are gradually, if some are not taking effect, but obviously they'll be taking effect very soon from different countries. I think Cameroon, Côte d'Ivoire, and many other countries within the CEMAC or the OHADA zone. Now, e-invoicing is not something strange. We can even e-governance. If you go to countries like UAE and many others, they've already digitalized most of their services. And so dealing with the government is already online. Everything you submit online is validated. Even in Cameroon has e-taxation. What they do is that taxes are declared online. You don't need to go to a tax office before you declare a document, declare your taxes. Now, these declarations have been done and people have been doing them manually. And you don't just declare that this is what I made. But the e-invoicing says that instead of just telling us that this is what you made, you have to submit your invoice, the invoice you issue to the client. And there are systems now that are already put in place that can handle that. Which means if you are using the platform, immediately you issue an invoice, and that invoice is the one that you have to send, you automatically submit to the official platform. I know that some of these things may take a little bit of time, but it is important for each organization to start thinking in the light of going digital. So digital is the first place. There is a grace period. This grace period gives companies and organizations to start seeing how they can adapt their services and onboard into these new platforms. And so you must be able to start thinking that there is a need for you to embrace digitalization, big or small. If you are declaring taxes, if you have to do tax declaration, whether you own a school, you own a supermarket, you own a restaurant, you are in a tax declaration bracket, especially companies that are making huge amount of money, let's say 50 million and above, then it becomes a must-do activity. Now, the essence of this is that they don't want to rely on paper trade because they cannot keep pace. Yes, paper trade can't keep up with the rate of change that is coming. We see how AI and many other things are taking over the entire place, and so even governments are reacting. AI is the new reality, and governments are reacting. And one of the ways is that for them to be able to ensure that they are collecting taxes accordingly and that there is good data collected, then there is this implementation of what? Digital invoice. Now, non-compliance carries a real risk in the world of today. The fines you will pay, it's not like it will become more expensive. No, they just want some little kind of transparency and accountability in the processes, I believe. That is their objective. And so you are expected to align with their expectations. And so the gap is increasingly compounding every day between the use of paper invoices and real compliance for businesses. And apart from this, we stated in our previous video when we were discussing why some businesses are still struggling, even though they're making losses, is that there is a need for digitalization. In a business of today, digitalization plus empower staff equals to organizational excellence. Now, digitalization may mean a lot of things. One of the things is just using a system. One of the things is making sure that the staff know how to use this system. One of the things could be bringing to them AI tools to use to gain more efficiency. And we'll be discussing these things in this channel. So if you want to be part of this community, please like. If you want to be part of this community, share, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so that anytime we're live, you'll be notified. And if you're thank you for joining, please do like. Now, this is what happens. These two firms operating and doing not the same thing. This is what they will face. Manual ledger entering across disconnected spreadsheets. Most businesses say, okay, we're using Excel sheet. Yes, but is one Excel sheet communicating with another, or one staff communicating with another? If there's that connectivity between your invoices, your payroll, your purchases, your receipts, your bank, and so on. So you need a system that can handle that for you. So one business will still be drowning with manual ledgers, right? Another will be reacting, reporting. You cannot get up this and say, I need to see the sales for today. I need to see the purchases for today and have them with a click. They will need to go and check invoices on maybe discussions on WhatsApp and try to gather papers here and there. No, the business of the 21st century is not a business of paper and pen. It's not a business of WhatsApp messages. It's a business of having a solution. And we have said it, the cost of not getting a solution is far higher than getting one. We have said that in our channel. We have said that. And we say if you are complaining that cost is the problem, cost is not the problem, it's just change of habits. There are almost free solutions. If you're using Solafide, you can use it. If you're a small business, you can use a lot of things there for free. And you should give it a try. That's the first thing. The second thing is that there are low-cost tools. If you're not going for the one that's completely free, you can go for the one that's cheaper and get it for your business, right? It gives you that possibility to run your business. Whether you're out of the country, you are in a different town, you left your business and you're somewhere, you stay connected. That is one of the reasons, right? Yes, there are expensive ones. There are so many expensive stores in the market, but you need to get one that will save you. Like cross-border dealing, you have multiple branches. Excel is good, but can it handle multiple branches? Can it handle multiple staffs at the same time? Can it reconcile data from different sources, from the clients and from suppliers, and give you real-time information? Or you need to pay an expensive consultant or accountant at the end of the year to come and spend a lot of nights, 20 long hours in order to gather this, when maybe spending just about 50,000 francs would have helped you reduce the stress, optimize your work, and give you efficiency. So it is important that you see this. And for businesses that are already digitalizing, what are they benefiting? Automation, the synchronization of activities across the entire entity. They are proactive. They can identify compliance issues on daily basis because whatever they are doing, they automatically, the chart of account handle class 6, this expenses class 5, this, and everything is handled real time. You have a one unified system. If you're using OHADA, you have one unified system that handles everything with respect to the OHADA. You can come at any point and click and have what? Ready-made. And so accounting is already defined. Accounting is not something left for accountants to come in at the end of the month and struggle with papers. Hey, send me this receipt, send me this invoice. Who this is, how much was paid? No. You come and see that information in one place, verify everything, and make your analysis. It's not about recording. It's not about double entry every day. I debit this. No, with single click of a button, those are handled behind the scene. And that is a modern business. That's the business world of AI. And you don't know why you're struggling? Or you know why you're struggling, but you have not decided to take action. But we are here to help you with the knowledge, with the tools. And that is the most important thing. Now, this is not something that you are not aware. It's something that you're not aware of it. Now, what is happening? You need to be able to have control of your business real time. And so in this, what are we advocating? That stop treating accounting like it is a filing cabinet. Start using it to drive what? Real growth within the organization. Cut down the time that your accountant is spending recording by getting a system that handles that for you. By trying to ensure that your data is synced already. Whether it is cash position, whether it's payroll, whether it's inventory, you should be able to have it not at instantly when you need it. I remember when we were working one institution, I will held the name for just because I will not want to disclose the name. I don't know if the person wants to be named or the organization. The accountant said, yeah, I really need a new system. I've been using Excel, but it becomes very challenging for me at the end of the month to prepare my reports. The worst is quarterly reports and end of the year. We're like, no. In today's business world, you don't have to spend a lot of time to be able to manage or to prepare your reports. 2 clicks and you get your accounting reports. You get your inventory report. You get your sales report. You get your balance sheet. You get your trial balance. You want one column. You want 2 column trial balance, 4 column, 6 column. How many? You get it with a click, right? You can have your reports. You want to know who did what within the entity. You can have it. So that is one of the things. And as one of the things that we're saying, with OHADA coming in to be able to do what? Facilitate business law and accounting across companies, paper should not be what you depend on. We're not saying paper will not exist. You may still have to print paper records and keep. Anything digital may be also prone to risks, right? But your business should not run solely on paper. Complement paper with digital so that you can enjoy what? Automation. Ledger is synchronized to run continuously with errors caught before they take place. That is what we're advocating. That's what we're telling you. That is important. And today I'm taking to you with a solution. Solafide. One system, one Africa, one interconnected. Whether it is the government that wants you to be able to email invoicing, you just need to get a government system, a platform, interconnect it, regardless of which country you are, within the OHADA zone. And you are able to have your reports real-time generated for you, right? So Solafide is an OHADA native, OHADA compliant, AI-powered ERP. That is what Solafide is. It is purposely built for African businesses. It understands African situations. It understands our workflow. It understands our compliance needs. It understands all that it needs to run your business from the first customer till the final report at the end of the year. It speaks the African language. The good thing, everything happens under a single database. Are you talking about accounting? Are you talking about payroll? Are you talking about invoice? Are you talking about budgeting? Are you talking about projects? Are you talking about NGOs? Are you talking about higher institutions? You have something that you can get from the system. And there are so many wonderful features. You can communicate with internal staffs within the system. You can do that. Still within the system, you are able to do what? To upload proof of documents, proof of payment, receipts. And so, why not give it a try? Why not go to solafideonline.com? The process is very simple. Capture your transactions, regardless where they're coming. Synchronize them to a single ledger. Validate if there are any issues or issues of compliance. And if you're in Cameroon, you can generate your DSF at the end of the year. Then submit your DSFs to an accountant to review or a tax expert to review. So you go and submit. That will cut down spending maybe 500,000 to maybe 100,000 or less, or 50,000. Or even a friend can check it for you and say, give me just 25,000 or whatever the person chooses. Now that the person has to come and be asking you for this document. And instead of giving a person a work that can take a week, the person can take 5 hours and go through a day and review no matter how bulky your transactions were. That is a power that we're bringing. That is what it should be. So real compliance is what we are bringing. And it's this entire OHADA landscape. So that's why it keeps everything aligned with OHADA regulation. From the use of chartered account to reporting, to how transactions we talk about audit ready report, audit trail, user rules, separation of duties. Please, this is the time for you to replace what? Outdated cycles with proactive automated systems before the window closes. OHADA zone is moving. Businesses are moving. Data is the new AI is affecting every business. Yet they are still working with papers. Can you compete? Can you really compete? Will you win the competition? Or we're just waiting for time? Or you'll be closing down your doors? You can refuse it, but without the use of AI, without embracing technology, then you don't know what is happening. Whatever you are doing, somebody will do it faster, cheaper, and more accurate than you, and will take a cheaper amount of money. So don't be left behind. Don't be left behind. So, what do you gain when you're using Solafide? As safe. Instead of taking 40 hours a week for accounting job, you'll be taking around 10 hours at most. You can make decisions real time. I need to see how much sales, which low products, fast moving products, which products are about to expire. You get it real time. You can, customers as staff, you want to track attendance, you can get that. This is just one system connected, giving you power to manage your business. So why wait? The roadmap is very simple. We just assess, right? Your current entity. Come up with a chart of account if you don't have any, right? A chart of account, migrate the current data, and then you are ready to go. As simple as that. So in this edition, we are saying that this is the time. The window is closing, and it's closing very fast. These firms are doing, they know exactly their state of financial position, their numbers, as we discussed the other day. They know which products are bringing in the highest revenue. You know which clients are bringing them the most money and what they're getting from. They know which suppliers are slow to give them. They know what every employee is generating within the organization. This is time to change. And you can go on our website, solafideonline.com, to see yourself. There are videos, or you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of videos on Solafide. We're still building more. So that is what I have for you today. Thank you for being part. And if you find this content useful, even if you like it or you hated it, I think you should give it a try. If this is your first time, like, comment. What is the most important thing for you in your business? Which question do you want me to address? Whether with respect to OHADA or with respect to business management, or ask questions about Solafide if you want to know more. And I'll be ready. And most importantly, where are you watching this video from? And what time are you watching the video? In the morning, in the evening, back from work? Yeah, from Cameroon, Nigeria, yeah, Côte d'Ivoire, USA, France, whatever part. Let's just tell me. I mean, I'm curious. I want to know. So thank you very much, and see you in the next video.